it's your cousin, DimeTree, checking in with a brand new video series for you fresh out the oven. Let's hope this one actually makes it past one episode, eh?
What is this crap?
Me now. Quit me now. Me oh me oh me oh. Now me oh me now.
I played a lot of video games in my life, and I have a lot of opinions and thoughts on all the games I played. So the reason you and I are here today is that there are some games that I've spent such an abundance of time with that I just have to finally speak my thoughts on them. I actually got the idea about an hour before I started to write the script for this one when I was playing today's subject, Grand Theft Auto 4. Most of these games are not going to be recent. In fact, most of them are probably going to have been released before 2012, as most of my favorites came out before then. I've been replaying a lot of games recently, and the one I found myself coming back to the most is this one. Grand Theft Auto 4 is oddly enough not the fourth installation in the long-running Grand Theft Auto series, as Rockstar seems to subscribe to the Resident Evil school of sequel naming. Including spin-off titles and not counting DLCs, Grand Theft Auto 4 is in fact the 11th game in the series, and one of the titles at the forefront of the 7th generation during its earlier years, skidding along the edge of what I'd like to call the generation's potato phase.
The story.
When I was in the army, we were going on a mission to ambush a squad who had stolen a lot of potatoes. They were our enemies. We never did it. There were 15 of us, all boys from the village. But one of us betrayed the group. It was a setup for vodka. 12 people drowned in sunflower seeds. 3 escaped. Rockstar, you did good. Niko Bellic, the best protagonist ever, is a man with many regrets, and upon his arrival in Liberty City, the number only goes up. Hoping to escape his dark past of underground potato smuggling and war crimes.
I killed people, smuggled people, sold people. Perhaps here, things will be different.
Niko makes a series of poor decisions, which result in a steep yet somewhat well-executed dive into a continued life of crime and regret. All thanks to Roman, of course. Grand Theft Auto 4's story campaign is so damn gritty, it took me days to get all the dust and rocks out of my hard drive. It was actually kind of a pain in the ass chipping out all the loose pieces of character drama and moral ambiguity, which the story has in droves. While I wouldn't exactly state that there's no absolute good characters or evil ones, the game's writing takes its time to flesh out the characters, and actually explain why the not super good people act not super good. It's a somewhat rare breed of characterization that is always greatly appreciated. You see, you can tell Vladimir's probably not gonna be a super great guy, cause he spends most of his free time snorting disgusting amounts of zaraza and drowning babies. However, things get a bit more complicated with the other villains. I mean, sure, Mikhail Faustin enjoys partaking in some domestic abuse after he's had his afternoon helping of deep-fried toddler on Rasnalik, but I mean, you gotta feel some sympathy for the guy.
Give me that gameplay, baby. Give me that gameplay. Gameplay, gameplay, gameplay. It's the gameplay. Yeah. The gameplay. When you play the game.
First off, I have to give props to the Euphoria physics engine. It really elevated this installment to a different level than the games before it. In the PlayStation 2 Grand Theft Autos, upon being hit by a car, pedestrians would unrealistically fall to the ground where they stood, not being moved at all by whatever giant speeding hunk of metal you happen to be driving. It's like they're wearing lead boots or something. But
With the revolutionary Euphoria physics engine that Grand Theft Auto 4 uses, old ladies will now realistically be knocked forward when ran into, or even roll over your car. This groundbreaking grandma running over technology provides a superior experience to past installments and makes the game that much more realistic and enjoyable. But the revolutionary physics engine is only one small part of what makes this massive sandbox so enjoyable. Being set in a world where nobody wears seatbelts and it's apparently legal to openly carry a rocket launcher down the street, this game provides you with all the necessary tools to have a good time. And if you're lazy and uncreative like me, you can just blindly follow the story missions and maybe knock over some lampposts in between the checkpoints. Oh, but wait! How can I forget the most important, polished, highly regarded aspect of the gameplay that has made one more triumphant return? As the gleaming pinnacle of what makes GTA truly great, you can bang hookers and then kill them to get your money back. Because that is exactly what makes this series so damn intriguing and fantastic. Not the story, not the fully realized setting, not the clever lampooning of modern American society and the rarely delivered promise of the American dream. Killing hookers is the main focus of Grand Theft Auto, and everything else takes a backseat. Screw you, Jack Thompson! Yeah!
Prepare your eyeballs. The graphics are up next. Regardless of how irrelevant it may be, I can't be expected to write a Grand Theft Auto 4 review without mentioning the abysmal PC port. Despite the game having now been around longer than most internet cafes, the PC version still weighs on the hardware like a poorly optimized elephant. Even at the lowest settings, my frame rate rarely hits above 50, and dips below 30 when things get busy. I actually prefer to keep the settings closer to maxed out, so the performance is less all over the place. This has left me absolutely clueless, seeing how the game features a startling lack of next-gen nipple tessellation, and a color palette consisting of gray, brown, and a slightly muddier shade of brown. And, of course, if for some reason you don't like the excavated rainforest color palette, you can just install one of the numerous overhaul mods that all turn the game blue instead. That being said, the game can be very pretty aside from the 2008 Potato Man and the layer of Vaseline it offers as a method of anti-aliasing. And just to completely eradicate any notion of a modern day bias towards the visuals, I'm going to use the world's only time machine to take us back to the year 2008.
How's it going? So I just got off the phone with my friend Ethan, and he told me about this cool new game he's been playing called Grand Theft Auto 4. He talked about how you can kill people and drive really fast cars and explode things, and that sounded pretty freaking cool because I'm 16 years old. So anyway, I just got back from GameStop, and I've got the game with me right here. So yeah, we can get right into it. Let's go. Just open the case, get the disc out. Instruction manual right there. Let's pop this bad boy in. Oh man, it's gonna be so awesome. Okay, so this game's graphics are seriously better than real life. I mean, just look at it. There's shadows on everything, and the game's not very colorful, but that means that it looks really realistic. The view can be very impressive at times, especially at night when the water reflects the colorful city lights. Grand Theft Auto 4 has this level of atmosphere that not so many other games have managed to reach, and as far as I've seen, none have done it better. Every inch of the game drips with aesthetic, with countless little details put in to add immersion. Liberty City feels alive, with believable pedestrians lining each sidewalk going about their meaningless lives, almost begging to be run over and shot at. I saw people in the news getting angry at this game for making kids want to kill people or something like that, because this game lets you kill people, but I don't really think that's true. I mean, you do have a lot of guns and stuff in the city full of people, but that's not really what I like about the game. In real life, I have to go to school and talk to my friends that I don't like, and I have to do a lot of work that doesn't really matter because when I get out of high school I want to make TV shows, which I don't really think you need good grades for. But when I play big games like Grand Theft Auto, I get to live in fake New York and not worry about life, and I get to drive cars and have fun. In the game you talk to a lot of adults, and since the game is realistic, they're not very nice a lot of the time, but I still think they're better than a lot of the people at my school, even though they steal money and take drugs. He can be kind of boring at times, but I really like Nico as a main character because he's not as mean as the other people in the game, and he just sort of gets dragged into everything on accident. My least favorite character though is Jacob, because I can't even understand what he's saying, and he made me have to turn on the subtitles.
Alpha and salt button. See? When you go down and say, you go see and just deal with them, see? And you'll find out how them work, alright?
Alright.
Alright.
So yeah, that was my review of Grand Theft Auto 4 for the Dreamcast. If you liked my video, be sure to give it 5 stars and maybe share it with your friends on MySpace, and have a good day. See ya.